The Bronco is the most popular vehicle Ford has released in decades, and a lot of people have asked us questions about, hey, should I level or lift my brand new Bronco? We've made a video similar to this on the F-150, and it was one of our top videos of all time, so this information is going to be very useful to you. And we'll throw in a little cherry on top. We'll talk about going all the way up with a crazy lift kit just like on my Bronco. Before we jump into this video, it is time for us to give this Bronco away. Let's go ahead and call the winner, all the way from Texas. Yes, Zoe?
Yes.
Hey, Zoe, this is Mitchell Watts at Town & Country Ford, TC Customs. Did you by chance enter our Bronco giveaway that we were doing?
I did.
Well, congratulations, you just won it.
No.
True story.
Oh my God, you gotta be kidding.
No, this is not we put out an April Fool's video about an electric Bronco. This is no April Fool's joke, I can promise you that.
I'm just in shock.
Well, thank you so much, congratulations. I'm gonna finish wrapping up this YouTube video and I will call you back here in just a few minutes to kind of go over what your next steps are to get you validated and get this Bronco in your hands, okay?
Thank you so much.
Thank you, congratulations, have a great day. Well, I'll call you back here in just a few minutes.
All right.
Thank you. Bye-bye. All right. This video has nothing to do with the walk around of this particular Bronco or even the one behind me. Instead, we're going to focus specifically on suspension in this video. So the very first thing you need to know is that a Bronco has an independent front suspension, meaning that there's a cross member up front that allows for each wheel to move independently of each other, versus the back has a solid rear axle. What does that mean? That means there's a solid axle that goes between the two tires and they don't work independently. So if you're going to be leveling your Bronco, you need to understand a little bit more about what you're doing to it. Keep in mind that not all Bronco suspensions are created equal. This happens to be a Badlands, which means you're going to get these premium upgraded Bilstein front and rear dampers. It is a different suspension system than, say, a base model or a Big Bend without Sasquatch and things like that. But for this particular situation, this vehicle started out life as a Badlands non-Sasquatch. That means it's got a slightly bigger lift than a stock Bronco with no options on it. But what we did is we actually added a Zone Offroad 1-inch leveling kit in this particular vehicle. You can actually see that on the Bronco, the leveling kit can happen in one of two places. You can either have a spacer that goes between this spring and the top of it, or there's a spacer down below between the lower control arm and the spring. So basically what we're doing is we're making the overall suspension, the spring itself, a little bit longer. What that does is it gives you just a little bit more lift in the front to cause that vehicle to sit nice and level when the vehicle is not loaded down with something like a trailer. And that also allows for a slightly larger tire. In this case, once again, Badlands, non-Sasquatch, with this Zone Offroad leveling kit, we were able to fit 35-inch tall tires, 35 inches tall, 12.5 inches wide, and the wheel happens to be on a 17-inch wheel. Now, I've also had a lot of people ask about differences like, hey, what can I fit with this leveling kit? What can I fit with that leveling kit? Well, all of these leveling kits and lift kits are going to be listed on our website, tccustoms.com, and I'll have everything linked down below for you. And on that website, you'll actually see what the recommended tire is and the recommended wheel for that specific suspension application. And if that's not enough, you can actually call us. The number is right there on the screen, and one of our experts can actually walk you through what your next step should look like for your specific build. But yeah, the beautiful thing is if you've got a Badlands and you put a leveling kit, you can fit 35-inch tires, no problem. There's two primary things you need to remember when you're leveling your particular Bronco. The first thing is the vehicle sits with its nose down, and when that nose comes up a little bit and it's nice and level, now the headlights are not pointing where they're supposed to be. Now they're pointing up just a little bit higher along with the rest of the suspension. So you need to make sure that you recalibrate those headlights for that particular situation. There's a great and easy way to do that, and that's to park your vehicle in your driveway, turn the headlights on, and kind of make a mark of where those headlights go. Then once you go and do that leveling kit, do the same process and you can see how far down you need to adjust your headlights to get that done. Now the cool part is that all of the TC Customs builds that we do, we automatically recalibrate those headlights for you, and so you don't have to think about it or don't have to worry about it, but you just don't want to blind that person in front of you. The other thing that you need to keep in mind is when you go with a larger tire, you have to think about the speedometer, because if you go to a larger tire, your speedometer is not going to be running at the same speed it was with the smaller tire. That means that your odometer is also going to be off. So you need to make sure that you do an inline speedometer calibrator. I'll put a couple of links down below to some of the ones that we recommend, but it's very important that you do that. The downside with the Bronco is it's not just a plug and play system. You actually have to take the dash out to plug that calibrator in, the inline calibrator, and then put the dash back together. So it is a lengthy process to change that speedometer, but to stay legal and to do it the right way, that's really what needs to happen. It goes without saying on the leveled truck, we don't modify anything in the rear of the suspension, because once again, the truck naturally sits nose down, and once we put that spacer in the front, you're just leveling out, not modifying that rear suspension at all. But next up, let's talk about the lift kit, because it does modify the suspension in the rear. So I know it's a little bit confusing because we have two white Badlands parked next to each other, but this is the leveled truck, this is the lifted truck. Now this one happens to have a Zone Offroad lift kit in it, and it does exactly what you think it does. It lifts the front and the rear of the suspension. So instead of just getting a small spacer like you do on the leveling kit, you get a much larger spacer on the front end of this one. Taking a closer look at the suspension on the lifted Bronco, you'll notice that not only is the spring itself longer with that spacer on the top, you also happen to have other things that make sure that all of your steering geometry and suspension geometry stay in check. For instance, you have this upper control arm. This suspension system happens to be a Zone Offroad lift kit. This is a great lift kit. We sell a bunch of these. Another great lift kit company that you guys have heard from me talking about for a while is Fabtech. They make some great parts there as well. But the idea there is once you get over a specific size of lift kit on a Bronco, you want to make sure you consider upgrading these upper control arms, because what that does is it takes that steering knuckle and keeps everything in line, so you can actually align the suspension. That way you're not tearing up the tires and the thing's not riding weird and everything. Make sure that if you go with a 3-inch lift kit or a 4-inch lift kit or somewhere in that range, make sure you're picking up a kit that includes an upper control arm in the front end suspension. Taking a look at the rear suspension for the lifted Bronco, you've got a very similar story out back as to what you have out front, and that's going to be spacers in that strut that lengthen it, creating that lift. Now, a lot of people think that since we're also lifting the rear that you don't need to recalibrate your headlights. You absolutely do, because a lifted Bronco will sit more level than a stock Bronco will. So it increases the lift in the front just a little bit more than it does in the back to make sure that it's got a nice level look to it when it is done. If you're looking to gain a lot more performance out of your suspension system, not just getting extra lift, you might want to consider doing a coilover lift. The lift kit we've looked at already happens to have just a lift kit that gives you spacers inside of the springs that already exist. So you're not really picking up any extra performance outside of allowing for a bigger tire. But when you upgrade to something like this Fabtech coilover system, it allows for not just a bigger tire like the other system, but you've got a better shock absorber, you've got a better spring rate, you've even got an external damper that allows for extra fluid inside that shock, which means the fluid's not going to get nearly as hot. Hopefully the shock will last a little bit longer and overall just get a whole lot better performance. The other cool thing about this is you can actually adjust that coilover for whatever application that you want. You want more lift, you just put the vehicle up in the air, crank that coilover just a little bit, make sure you realign it, and you've got yourself more lift. And the cool part is the Fabtech lift kit has got coilovers not just in the front, but also in the rear. So that way you can dial in the vehicle exactly. So that way if you've got a little extra weight out back, you're not squatting in your Bronco. There's a lot of great manufacturers out on the market that make a fantastic coilover lift. They can get extremely pricey depending on which one you look at, but my go-to, by the way, this is my personal Bronco, 2021 Bronco Badlands, and this truck happens to have the Fabtech coilover lift kit that you can find on our website. Now the cool thing is I've got about 12,000 miles on this lift kit and it drives fantastic. It does really well on the street. It does really well off-roading. In fact, speaking of off-roading, depending on when you're watching this video, I will be at the Bronco Super Celebration in Townsend, Tennessee coming up very, very soon, and I hope to see you there. If you see me, make sure you stop me, shake my hand. I would love to absolutely meet you guys. But anyways, getting back to the lift kit itself, as I've mentioned to you earlier, the other lift kits up until this point have just added things to the current springs. This setup actually replaces the springs and the shock absorber entirely. And what you've got is an entire assembly that allows for more performance, more lift, and more customization, meaning that there is a specific coil on the suspension itself that you can adjust to get more or less lift out of the vehicle. You can also adjust a lot of the different things on the shock absorbers to make sure that it has got the perfect ride. But what I've noticed is that I cranked up my coilovers just a little bit to give me some extra clearance to fit these 37-inch tall tires. By the way, these are 37-inch tall and 13.5-inch wide. And thanks goodness that those coilovers are adjustable, because I was able to get myself just a little bit more lift to give me the clearance that I need for off-roading as well as just driving around on the street. Now, the other thing that you might want to consider when you're going with a really big tire, definitely a 37, depending on how you're going to be using the vehicle. If it's going to be a daily driver and you're not really off-roading it that much, you might be completely fine with the tie rods that come from the factory. If you're going to be wheeling the truck, you might want to consider upgrading something like these Fabtech tie rods. These are the Heim joint tie rods. Once again, I mean, this is not a sales pitch, but you can find all of these parts on our website. Linked down below. In fact, I'll have a complete build list of every part that I've got on this Bronco. That'll be linked on our website. So you just click on that link and it'll take you straight to everything that I've done to this truck with links, and you can take a look at all the different parts. But yeah, you might want to consider not just going with the standard tie rods, because those things are known to snap sometimes on the trail if you're going to be abusing the Bronco. I don't abuse this Bronco, but I definitely use this Bronco. It's not a daily driver. I do drive it a lot, but I also am not afraid to off-road it. There's a lot of people that are just scared to death to off-road their Bronco. And I've got a little bit of a fear of being stranded on a trail with a tie rod that's broken. So I also upgraded to the Fabtech tie rods. These are Heim joint tie rods, and if they break, we got bigger issues at hand. In the back, not only do you get the coilovers with those remote reservoirs, but you also pick up the rear lower link arms. And this thing has got the 5-ton joints. This thing is guaranteed never to bend, so you don't have to worry about putting it on a rock and worrying about if you're going to leave your vehicle stranded as far as the rear suspension is concerned. And so once again, there's a lot of really good manufacturers of lift kits out there. This just happens to be the one that I chose, and I absolutely love it 12,000 miles later. A couple of things that I've noticed after driving this Bronco 12,000 miles, suspension related, is that when you do crank those coils to give yourself more lift, keep in mind that it increases the preload on that spring. So it feels like it's a little bit stiffer than it does right out of the box. Now, the good news is Fabtech actually tunes these things specifically, and they are designed to be bolted up exactly the way they are for an unbelievable ride. I was willing to sacrifice just a little bit of ride quality for the increased lift to allow for the bigger tires. But good news is that it's all adjustable. It is a user preference. And I say I sacrificed a little bit of ride quality. I really didn't sacrifice any ride quality. I'm talking about a vehicle that has no doors, has no roof, is really just a blast to drive. I literally drove this thing into work this morning doing 85 miles an hour on the way to Mexico. I was in Mexico when I did that. I literally had 2 fingers on the steering wheel. Let me know the last time you were able to drive a Jeep with 2 fingers on the steering wheel with lifted with 37s, doing 85 miles an hour. I mean, you cannot ask for a better on-road and off-road ride quality. Really, with a lot of these different lift kits, the main thing you don't want to do is go cheap, because typically what I found when it comes to a good lift kit or a not as good lift kit or even a leveling kit is you typically get what you pay for. There is a law of diminishing returns. So, you know, those $20,000 lift kits may not be worth $20,000 as far as ride quality, unless you're going to literally be jumping the thing through the dunes. But I digress. There's a lot of different options for you. And typically speaking, the more money you spend on that lift kit, the better ride quality you're going to get. And that is a look at the difference between a leveling kit, a lift kit, and a coilover lift kit for the Ford Bronco. If you haven't already done so, I want you to watch the video where we go over the 10 hidden features of the all-new Ford Bronco. That is linked right there.